welcome back to Beyond the Surface with Mother Civ. I am your host, Mother Civ, and let's get right into it. So, some of you have come from Tiffany Hill's page over here, but for those who haven't, we are discussing the herbal kingdom communication when it comes to outer world entities. Okay, so Tiffany had this list of, I believe, 10 outer world entities that was channeled by Bobby Hemmit. Now, if you guys follow Bobby Hemmitt's teachings, then you know since the early 2000s he had been talking about he had said that there was like 20, I think like 21, but he only mentioned 10 outer world entities. Now, if you don't know what outer world entities are, you're gonna have to figure that out. You're just gonna have to figure that out. But this just continue to pay attention. So anyway, so she had given the list and the channel and more of a description of the powers and what these energies, what these entities do. So when Bobby Hemmit used to talk about it, he used to always say the three sisters, the three sisters. Now he gave a list of all of the 10 to 11 that he had decided to disclose to the community. But he continued to talk more frequently about the three sisters. Okay, so the three sisters are Otincha, Shayola, and Tiacha. Okay, so about in the summertime, I was led to start working with Motherwort. I'm very into the feminine, as y'all know. If you watch, my videos, I'm always talking about mama, 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 mother, 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 the return, the return, the return. So I had already been working with Motherwort beforehand. So when Tiffany was talking about doing rituals for, I think it was from like the 15th of October up until the 31st, I had started to pour libations to these outer world entities. Most specifically the ones that I was connected to, which is Otincha, Shayola, and Tiacha. So guess what? Shayola showed up. Shayola showed up and told me that she was Motherwort. Motherwort is a herb. And I was like, oh, okay. She also said, and I need you to go and correlate the herbs to my sisters. So I was like, okay. So the three sisters, in all mythology, there's always three sisters. I think they're called the Morgans. In certain spaces, like in Indian culture, the three sisters are considered corn, squash, and I can't remember what the other one was. They're always considered these three versions of the Great Mother, basically, and they're specifically categorized by the maiden, the mother, and the crone. That basically means birth, life, and death. Okay, there are different cycles within a woman. As we know, many things when dealing with this planet and when it involves cycles has everything to do with a woman. There's so many things that are connected to a woman that the feminine, you know what I mean? The feminine that we just are not aware of. The calendar, the seasons, the moon, all of those types of things like that. And I just recently found out that even the word physical is in matter, are connected to the mother aspect. Isn't that's so wild? All right, so let's just go all the way into it. So the first one we have up here is Otincha. She's the maiden. She's birth. She's the virgin. She's the baby, so to speak. She's the baby. So some of the things that Otincha represents is close out of old cycles and opens the way for new, more advanced cycles to begin. She also is responsible for humanity's evolution and advancement and the refinement and transformations in order to raise their vibration, meaning humanity's vibration. Now, that's not all that she does. If you guys follow Tiffany and you did get this information, then you have it already. I also will be offering, for anyone who wants this information pertaining to the herb and the communication with the herb community and how all of this all has something to do with this, I'll be getting, you guys can send me your email address and I'll send it to you. So, all right. So when it comes to Otincha is chickweed, the herb chickweed. Okay. Chickweed, is a herb that lives from the heart. She soothes fire and inflammation and anger. She dissolves long-held cysts and long-held grudges. So I connected these attributes from the goddess, the entity Otincha, to what she does as a physiological energetic, what she does to the physical body. Get into this. So close out old cycles and opens the way for new, more advanced cycles. What does that have to do? What is the connection, the corresponding to how that works if you are a person who ingests herbs? How does that work? How do these things like correlate? So here it is. As you know, like when you look up in that book, Encyclopedia of Spirits, or information on spirits, there's always these informations on like what color they like, how they may show up. They may show up as an old person. They may show up as a bird. They may show up as this. They may show up as that. The things that they like, the colors that they like, those types of things. So this is the same thing. Otincha shows up as chickweed. Okay. So chickweed dissolves long-held cysts and long-held grudges. When you close out cycles and open the way for new, more advanced cycles, you have to let go of things. You have to let go of that energy that's been in your body, and more than likely it has everything to do with the traumas that you had growing up. We can't do anything about that. We can't do anything about those moments where we were scared, when we felt neglected, or whatever it is, any trauma that was inflicted upon us when we were kids. Now, the thing about that is when those events happen, it creates energetic responses within your body, and energetic responses, aka hormones, aka elixirs in your body, create what is the word? The things in it creates something in your body, and it goes like this. It goes like this, and they create energetic cysts. Do you understand what I'm saying? They create energetic cysts. And these are pockets of energy that sit within your body. Now, sometimes they disperse, but a lot of times they don't, because we don't understand how we're supposed to move energy through our body. So when it says dissolves long-held cysts and long-held grudges, most of us are still walking around with anger, sadness, resentment, all kinds of things towards our parents, towards life, towards the environment that we grow up in, the people in our lives. Like some of us are still mad at, somebody to push you off the swing in the second grade. You know what I mean? That stuff is held within your body and causes cysts. I read this this study on cysts. All right, so let me I want to just read this. It says, sometimes we go through unpleasant events or trauma, or even after we feel that we have mentally moved on, our bodies may disagree. Our physical selves do a great job of storing energy, i.e. events, memories, fears, etc., emotions, etc., in various places, walling it off to keep it from spreading throughout the entire system. Okay. These emotional imprints are pockets of stress, are what we call energy cysts. And energy cysts turn into physical cysts. Cysts are polyps of things within your body that form like liquid, I don't know what else else to call it. Like, it's pockets of liquid in your body that look like bumps, and they can go large to small. They can even transform in somewhat way into tumors, the same in the same way. So it says, physical pain or disease is sometimes caused by the presence of energy cysts, which is affecting the flow of energy throughout the body. How are you supposed to close out old cycles and open the way for new, more advanced cycles if you are not able to release and let go your old memories, your old feelings, your old understandings of things that have been trapped in your body, your old beliefs? Chickweed helps with dissolving those thoughts, dissolving those feelings, and dissolving that energy that may be stuck in your field outside of yourself and through the rivers and the pathways and meridians of your energy highway, your streams of energy working through your body, okay? So it says you can think of this in terms of a beautiful river. You always have a river of energy flowing through you. This dynamic vibration allows you to exist, move, communicate, and interact with life. But if there is a large stone or rock in the river, you will get an area of turbulence around it, potentially throwing off the otherwise smooth flow. Energy cysts are the rocks and stones in our bodily river, and their presence can cause ripples or disturbance, which can translate to physical pain, illness, or nagging feeling of discomfort. So then that's when it starts showing up deeply in the physical world. It's been there. It's been there. These things that we've experienced have been there. I actually read a study that says that, well, first of all, I read a study that said that for stage 1 cancer, it starts developing 8 years before it's even being detected. I also read something else that says that you are developing cancer within your body as a child, meaning it's not detected or anything when you're young. So when you find out about it, you think something has just happened, when in all actuality, it's been happened. Just know that anytime that something shows up on the physical level, that means that it's already had a history before it showed up. So if you're feeling pain from something, and I'm not talking about initial pain, like when you bump your leg or something like that, but if you've been dealing with constant pain, wherever that pain is, it's been working its way up to communicating with you through the physical level. It's already been there. And it probably have come through things like slight feelings, visions. You may have heard something and kind of was like, your body saying, oh, I need some orange juice. And you're like, I don't like orange juice. I don't want orange juice. I'm not doing that. And then you don't realize that's your body crying out for vitamin C. Okay? So chickweed dissolves those energy cysts. It breaks it down and allows the flow to continue to flow, because a part of what Otincha does is break down the suppressions of why we weren't able to evolve in a harmonious manner. As we know, when we really understand this, there's been a lot to suppress us from operating from our own minds, creating from our own minds, understanding who we are and what we are, okay? And being as though these entities are outer worldly entities, that mean that they haven't been suppressed. They haven't been jolted and so that's what chickweed does. Now, the other part is chickweed works on the heart. Most feminine forward things have a lot to do with the heart, have a lot to do with emotions, have a lot to do with water. They have a lot to do with all elements, but water and fire, mostly when it comes to this stuff. So all of the herbs that are a part of the three sisters, which it's chickweed, motherwort, and I'll have to erase this and put up mugwort. They're all workers of the heart, all workers of all of the feminine energy of mother. Okay, so the other thing is responsible for humanity's evolution and advancement. Softens heart and dissolve grudges and moves stagnant energy, naturally moves fluid. Okay, we are water. We are water. 70, 80, 90, depending on whoever you speak to, whoever you read, but we're mostly water. The earth is water. We live inside of water. The atmosphere is filled with water. If you don't understand what I'm saying, close this place up, and after a while, you'll start seeing water drip from the daggone windows, okay? So we're water. What has happened to us is we've had clogged pipes for many of years, many of eras of humanity. We've had clogged pipes, and what this has done is clouded our minds, has created an etheric pollution around what we think and what we feel. And those two things govern what we do, govern our behaviors. So we've basically been asleep and not operating in the flow of who we really are. We've really been operating in a linear space with blocks, squares, you know what I mean? We haven't been doing the circle, the spiral. We haven't been moving in that way. But guess what? The time is up, honey. This is all about consciousness. This is not about being healthy. This is not about getting you rich. This is not about any of that other stuff. This is about consciousness. This is about you evolving, raising your frequency and your vibration to get up out of here and not to come back. So she softens the heart and dissolves grudges and moves stagnant energy, naturally moves fluid. Within our heart, like I said, we're dealing with a lot of grief. We're dealing with a lot of regret. We're dealing with shame. We're dealing with guilt, all because of the rules that were set up by society to make us feel that anything that's not conducive with social society rules is not where you should be. You understand me? Your belief, your understanding is not relevant in what society says. And what happens is you then turn that feeling for society inwardly. And so our self-esteem, our self-worth, the way we see ourselves, all of that has been intricately put on in an external space to make us believe that we're not what we really are. Everything to distract us from understanding who and what we are and learning more about ourselves. That self-knowledge. Know thyself. Okay? All right. So refinement and transformations in order to raise their vibration. And the there I said is like humanity. So helps deep dive into the cool dark waters of your inner knowing, helping you to let go and when ready ascend, and ends the once bonded looped cycles. Once again, refinement, transformations in order to raise their vibration. This is allowing you to get down into yourself. This chickweed opens you up to getting to know yourself, getting in touch with yourself. Now, listen. When we're talking about the correlation with a spirit, an entity, and it comes to chickweed, we are speaking about plant communication. You and the plant are communicating through the blueprints of you all, communicating through the invisible pattern, the invisible knowledge and information within the plant that built the plant and that built you. So y'all, chickweed's invisible is talking to your invisible. Do you understand what I'm saying? So when it helps you deep dive into inner knowing, that is a part of refinement and transformation, meaning it goes in and restructures the way you feel and what you know about yourself, giving you information and insight to your true self. Your true self, meaning clearing debris and craziness from your mind, your thought, clearing the etheric pollution from within your field. And
please hold for a very important message.
And in your environment. Because when you ingest things, it becomes a part of you. When you ingest herbs, when you drink herbs, herbs are dried out. You know, if you decide not to use them, use fresh herbs. But more than likely, most people are using dried herbs. Dried herbs are dried, but when you reactivate them with water, they come alive again. They come alive again and they start interacting with whatever you interacting with you. So whether or not you make an oil and put it on your skin, whether or not you decide to smoke them, whether or not you decide to use smudge, whether or not you decide to drink them in tea or smoothies or anything like that, they are interacting with your vibration, shifting and changing things within your own frequency and your vibration. Once again, this is not about health. This is about energy. This is about energy. And I'm just explaining to you some of the things that it does on an energetic level, but also on a physiological level. You know what I'm saying? 2. Okay, so Otincha chickweed, the maiden. Now, if you want to know more about the maiden, then you go ahead and look that up, okay? So, secondly, we have Shayola. Now, Shayola is my girl. She's the one that got this all started, okay? Shayola is the mother, okay? So, Shayola emanation is Motherwort. Shayola brings great healing to mothers, daughters, and sisters. And that is a very important thing, because what I found out, she came to me last night and told me that I also, with this particular thing, she works on the mitochondrial DNA. Okay. So I was like, what, girl, really? That's how we talking. What, girl, really? She's like, yes. So mitochondrial DNA is it's basically the battery of a cell. It's what makes biological things happen within a cell. Now, mitochondrial DNA is you only get that from your mother. The mother. You only get that from the mother. So there has been, when it comes to this war on consciousness, because when you think about why is the food being done the way it does, why is the air being done the way it does, why is the sitting in this soup of electricity and radiation from the phones, the Wi-Fi and all of that kind of stuff like that, why is the water being polluted, all of those things, this has, no one's trying to kill you, okay? What they're trying to do is, because if they were trying to kill you, you know, from any movie, you can put one thing one way and everybody would be out. What they're doing is they're trying to keep you in a zombie-like state, to not want to know anything and to not want to experience anything outside of this physical plane. And a part of that has to do with disconnecting you from nature. A part of that has to do with disconnecting you from the mother, okay? And that has to do with attacking your cell regeneration. Okay, so yeah, you see yourself growing bigger and all of that kind of stuff, but mentally you are not growing. Emotionally, you are not growing. This is one of the reasons why mental health has become such a big thing over the past like 20 years, maybe 50. I didn't really know anything about mental health or anything like that when I was a teenager. So I've been hearing more about depression, anxiety. All of these words were not a thing when I was growing up, and that was just my personal experience. But brings great healing to mothers, daughters, and sister means she is working on that mitochondrial. Now, that also means that she's working on the heart. Motherwort is a big, 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 big herb for the heart and dispelling AIDS, acts on the heart, drives away wicked spirits, classed among the loosening medicines. The loosening medicines is once again the same as Otincha, moving stagnant energy, getting through those clogged vessels. Now, on a physical side, it's your arteries, it's your veins, it's all of the pathways in your body that have been clogged with balls of energy, long held cysts, long held grudges, long held emotions. There is oh, and I don't have it over here. Look into books that have that talk to you about emotions and energies and what emotions really are. Everything is energy. So when you take any concept and break it down to its energetics, you will completely understand what I'm saying if you're lost here. Okay? So drives away wicked spirits. Wicked spirits is as in, I mean, of course, it can be, large situation as something seeming to take over your vessel or your body and making you behave in a specific way. But a lot of that wicked spirit situation is you battling yourself. It is that doubt. It is that self-loathing. It is that unworthiness. It is that no confidence. It's none of those things. And the more I move along my path, I realize that a lot of that fear, because there's actually only the basis of it's only two emotions, but we've created multiple tiers of these emotions going, we've just created multiple tiers of these emotions. The only two emotions are fear and love. Any emotion outside of that, you can put it under any of those tense, whatever the word is. You can put it under any one of those categories. So I'm finding that the more you do not know about yourself, the more you fear your experience here. The more you fear, the more doubt and all of those things you fear. Now, don't get me wrong. The environment is filled to capacity, honey, with things that are to make you feel depressed. Okay? They spray it in the air. Just the heightened level of radiation from Wi-Fi, 5G, 4G, and all of that kind of stuff like that, that also wreaks havoc on your mental and your emotions, which then wreaks havoc on your consciousness, okay? So let's go back to this. So brings great health and wealth in the form of love, joy, and great inner peace. And I starred wisdom, knowledge, divine guidance, and intuition. Fosters the process of release and letting go. Drives away melancholy vapors from the heart, allowing a cheerful mind, the feeling of being merry and joyful. Listen. In order to have great health, you have to raise your frequency. There's a misconception that people do not understand that is a part of what health is. Bad health is just the organs and things in your body have dropped in a frequency. And you know this because a lot of the times when you go to the hospital, they put you on an EKG or EEG and all the electrocardio, like they're detecting your energy frequency within your body. And that's how they can know whether or not you had a heart arrhythmia or a heart episode and things like that, because they're testing the frequency of your heart, the HGZs, or, that sort of thing. So when Motherwort fosters the process of release and letting go, because let me tell you, as humans here on this earth plane, we are not well versed in letting go of anything. We, in a capitalistic society, is all about consumption, and being as though that capitalistic mentality has seeded itself all around the world. It's not just in America. We want more and more and more and more and more and more and more. But with that wanting more and more and more and more, you have to let some things go in order to keep space for all that more and more and more. A prime example is, why is there all of these storage places that have popped up all across America? And I was wondering, like, what is that about? Like, people barely can afford living in their homes, but now there's like storage spaces. Well, guess what? It's because you want more and more throw pillows. You want more and more pumpkins for Thanksgiving, for holiday season. I'm seeing people having more and more, Christmas trees in every bedroom and decorations and all of these things. Don't get me wrong. I like my stuff too, because I'm sitting across from a very vast library, but I'm not about to get a storage facility but still want more stuff. You understand what I'm saying? So in order to gain great health, wealth in the form of love, joy, and great inner peace, you have to let go of anger. You have to let go of preconceived notions. You have to let go of thinking you know what you know. Because let me tell you something, the things that we think we know as a regular, degular human being are not so. We live in a world of glamour magic, okay? Glamour magic to the 1000th power, okay? So, drives away melancholy vapors. Now, I looked up melancholy vapors because I've never heard of anything like that. And if you look it up, my goodness, melancholy vapors was a thing that was specifically for women. Men didn't understand what was wrong with her, why she was acting like they had correlated a lot of it to the symptoms of going through your menstrual, PMS, mood swings, and things like that. And honey, I'm not even going to repeat the things that they did to women and the things that they came up that was going to be the cure of melancholy vapors for women. You have to look that up on your own. But like I said, the melancholy vapors basically brings on a depressive feeling. Just all the symptoms of what you would probably experience during your period. Sometimes people feel during their period hopelessness. Sometimes people feel grief. Grief is a very big thing that people feel during their period, but they don't identify with it, because we tend to think grief only has to deal with losing a loved one and a death as a physical death within a person that you care for or you love. But grief comes in many forms, like many different things. Like how many times... All right, the camera cut off. So grief shows up in many different ways, and I think I was going and talking about how we don't like to let things go and dealing with the feeling of grief and knowing that it shows up in many different ways. When breakups, moving away from new locations, changing, grieving the loss of your old self. A lot of times we don't take the time to grieve the time of us being teenagers and moving to that space of adulthood, leaving a job. The list can go on and on and on. And we're totally disconnected from those areas of grief. So the melancholy vapors, and like I said, Motherwort is classified as the loosening medicine, loosening those pockets, and I don't know what to call the clogs within your energy field. It loosens up and breaks through and releases stagnant energy in order for you to open yourself up to joy, love, wealth, health, and all of those types of things, even down to wisdom, intuition, guidance, inner knowing. This is what Motherwort does, and she is strictly here for your heart, okay? Okay, Shayola is also the healer of insecurities, low self-esteem, and lack of self-worth. Once again, the same things. These two are connected to this last one. So the healer of insecurities, low self-esteem, and lack of self-worth. Transformations and metamorphism. Listen, helps deeply draining emotional issues to promote transformation and shifts. Once again, I'm telling y'all, these herbs are directly connected to these entities. And I'm not saying that it's just only these entities, but when Shayola told me to go and find the matchup to her sisters, and thinking about how Bobby Hemmit was really keen on speaking about the three sisters, like I said, are a very important component into our entire lives. To be completely honest, our entire lives, when you think about the amount of cycles and things that we are a part of on a daily basis, just the moving from sunlight to daylight, to sunlight to night light, from sun to moon, from daytime to nighttime, like that is even attributed to the movement of the three sisters, the in-between, the sun, the in-between, the dusk, the dawn, and the daggone nighttime. These are all attributes of these three entities. Now, in other mythology, they have been other names, but the outer world entities are I don't know how to explain this, but they are a stronger version. They're the new goddesses. They're the new ones. And don't get me wrong, they still embody the attributes of the old ones, but they're the returned. They're the return. They're more powerful because a lot of people are not pulling from them like people are pulling from Isis, like people are pulling from Sekhmet, Yoruba, like, all of these other deities that have now been mass known. Okay, so they are very, very powerful entities. And let me tell you, chickweed showed up in my yard, in my magical garden this year. We never had chickweed before, and it just showed up. That's another thing when it comes to this earthly plane and vibration and frequency. If you live somewhere and something is growing in abundance near you, it's for you. It is attracted to you. It knows what you need for your body. Just like the earth was supposed to provide the food for us as humans, the earth will send you what you need. Okay? So like I said, it helps deeply draining emotional issues to promote transformation and shifts. Transformations and metamorphosis. Healers of insecurity, low self-esteem, and lack of self-worth. A lot of that has to do with, once again, knowing who you are and inviting wisdom, knowledge, and divine guidance and intuition into your life. So you can stop saying, something told me. Okay? Or I knew I should have. Motherwort helps with that communication, that connection, and Mugwort does that the same, but on a bigger level. So I just want to talk about, before I move on to Mugwort, I want to talk about some of the medicinal energetics when it comes to chickweed and Motherwort. When you get deeper down into how this stuff connects to this stuff, you also think about the physiological effects. So chickweed is a demulcent, means it soothes irritated tissues. Now, when you start dissolving these energetic cysts and you just start dissolving these things, these are disruptors. You understand what I'm saying? They're going to disrupt the current state of flow within you and your energetic field. Okay, so that could create some tissue irritation while things are being blown out. So just imagine a pipe with a clog in it, and if the clog was tissue, if the pipe was tissue, when the clog gets to moving, it will irritate those surrounding parts. Then she also is a vulnerary, encourages wound healing by promoting cellular growth and repair. Okay, so while she may irritate you, she's gonna get you together. She's gonna heal you and help you out. And then also, she's an anti-inflammatory, so she's gonna cool your jets. She's gonna cool that pain. Analgesic, she reduces the pain. She's an alterative, means moves and clears static blood and lymph closes out old cycle and opens the way for new, more advanced cycles to begin. Okay. Clears stagnant blood. Okay, so anti-rheumatic literally enables you to move previously stiff or sore joints. Now, understand that arthritis is another situation that is stagnant energy in between your joints, affecting your mobility. Okay? She helps you out with that. A laxative, loosen bowels, because a lot of our intestines are filled to capacity with non-processable food. So she helps clear that out as well. She's an expectorant. Also, because of so much of the food and what's going on in our environment, and it is cycling through our nasal passages, through our eyes, all the open orifices, and your skin, we are prone to deeper, more excessive amounts of mucus. That's not just from dairy and meat. Okay, so the expectorant part of her loosens and promotes removal of phlegm from the lungs. A diuretic increases urine production and expulsion from the body, which means both with the expectorant, the laxative, the expectorant, and diuretic, you are going to be flushing out the old in order to open the way for the new, more advanced. Okay, you will be evolving, because you will be letting go of that old stuff. This process, when involved with consuming chickweed, is a part of the refinement transformations. This is on a bodily level and on an energetic level. Okay, this is you communicating with this herb. Okay, and then communicating with your body. Chickweed dissolves plaque in the blood vessels and clears toxin. Come on now. How else are you supposed to evolve if the way hasn't been cleared? How are you supposed to do that? How your frequency supposed to raise if there's no room for it to go anywhere? If I am high frequency and I'm supposed to be going up the back of your spine with your chakra system, but I'm stuck in the solar, the root, and the sacral chakra, how am I supposed to blow through that? You got to let go of some things to get through the heart. Okay? Heart, the lady, the woman, the feminine. All right. So, Motherwort. Her medicinal energetics are: Motherwort slows a rapid heartbeat, improves circulation, and calms anxiety and stress that may be contributed to heart problems. You understand what I'm saying? Think about when you are told to forgive somebody and it's just too overwhelming to do it, but they hurt me. I can't let it go. They did this, they did that. I just can't let it go. How dare I give them my forgiveness? That forgiveness ain't for them, it's for you. It's for you, because all of the feelings that you hold for someone else, told or untold, are still living within your body, are still living within your field. So, Motherwort, as you drive away wicked spirits, helps with improve the circulation of these things moving out of your body, moving out of your heart, moving out of the way of your frequency being able to rise. And she calms you at the same time. So I'm gonna work on this, and I'm going to keep you situated like a mother would do. Brings great healing to mothers, daughters, and sisters. Okay. The other thing she also do is she is very they use Motherwort a lot in women's wellness. The mothers, daughters, sisters. The mothers, daughters, sisters. Let me tell you something. The wellness of women will be impeccable if we get into this real femininity, not just cute clothes, nails, eyelashes, and makeup. The deep part about it, learning how to receive. Okay, so she is also an analgesic. She is a pain reliever. She does pain relief. Shayola does pain relief. Cardiac tonic means she works on the heart, strengthens and protects the heart. She's a circulatory stimulant, means she increases circulation through the body. Through the body, not just through the heart, but through the entire body. This is about being back on your flow. And as we move into an infinity year, that 8 to the side, it is all about growth. It is all about growing up. It is all about raising your frequency. It is all about self maturity. It's just everything, transformation, metamorphosis. So she creates good circulation throughout your body, and circulation in many forms: blood, lymph, fluids, and also energy, allowing that life force to flow through you in order for you to connect with your spirit, your soul. Okay. She's a nervine, calms and nourishes the nerves, because guess what? Transformation and metamorphosis can bring on a lot of feelings. So Motherwort helps in keeping you calm during this transition. Okay. Immune stimulant means she enhances the body's ability to defend itself against illness or disease. So not only is she going to heal you from some previous stuff, help you with releasing it, also help you keep calm through it, she's also going to create a barrier in order for the new-ish, the new wicked spirits, or even the old ones to even come back and mess with you. Okay? Give it up for Shayola, aka Motherwort. Give it up for Otincha, aka Chickweed. Okay? And I'm going to get into that third sister. But listen, y'all. The girls are here. The girls are here. Energy cannot be destroyed, cannot be created. It's just transformed. And these two or three, when I get the other one up, have put pieces of themselves the same way as your soul has put pieces of itself here on this plane. Have put themselves in the form of Motherwort, have put themselves in the form of Chickweed, and have put themselves through the form of Mugwort. And Mugwort got a nice little story herself. They consider her one of the oldest. She's considered the great mother, the great mother. Okay, so I'm gonna erase this, and then I'm going to come back with the next clip with this on here. Okay. All right, y'all. We are back with Tiacha, the last of the three sisters, who is considered the crone. She is considered to be death. She is the great mother, the great ancient great mother energy. And the way I did this, it seems as if Otincha is first and Shayola is second and Tiacha is third, but there's a very cyclic thing that's happening within this situation, because Otincha represents like the birth part, a newness, a renewed situation. And then Shayola represents the life part, the mother, the giver, the nourisher, and all of that types of thing. And then Tiacha represents the death, the crone, the ancient mother. But none of them can exist without the other. So in somewhat way, it would seem like Tiacha is first, then Shayola, then Otincha. But they work in tandem. All of them are the mothers, all of them are the daughters, all of them are the sisters, if that makes sense. Okay. So we have mugwort. The crone is the death. In the cycle of the maiden, the mother, and the crone, these are cycles that women go through in their life. So it's the virgin, and then the mother, and then the grandmother. So the crone is the last one. And in all actuality, the crone is the woman that's going through her menopausal period. This is where she no longer births real children anymore. She births mental children. More so they take on the form of of mental things and may turn up in the physical world if this energy is experiencing a incarnation. Okay, so the ancient great mother. The ancient great mother energy is inner wisdom, intuition, dream work, power, and divination. These are the attributes of mugwort. Mugwort was considered to be, it says in a certain time in history in the Middle Ages, mugwort was considered the mother of herbs, the mother of dream work. When you talk about the ancient great mother, you're talking about everything subconscious. You're talking about everything womb. You're talking about everything darkness. You are talking about dark matter. You're talking about all of that. You're talking about an energy that encapsulates, that embodies everything, feminine and masculine. You're talking about the one. You're talking about the one. And we're not talking about just the great mother here. We're not just talking about the universe. We're not talking about that. We're talking about not Mother Earth. We're talking about daughter Earth, because Earth is actually a child of the universe. You could say a child of the galaxy in some sense. But when we're talking about ancient great mother, we're talking about beyond just the universe that you think you're privy to. We're talking about, I mean, just think about this. So if Earth is in a galaxy, the Milky Way, so Earth is in a galaxy and the galaxy is in a universe. The universe that you think, when we think about the universe is inside of another universe. You know what I mean? It's like Earth is a cell within a body. We are a cell within Earth, cells within our body. So it's very deeply wound and very deeply connected. So mugwort, she is the mother of herbs for dream work, especially for women, witches, and female shamans. Once again, like how I talked about how Motherwort was specifically geared towards healing mothers, daughters, and sisters. Mugwort is a feminine forward herb, and she aids in dream work, especially for women, witches, and female shaman. She's the healer of all hearts. T.H. Mugwort, the healer of all hearts. And that is all hearts everywhere. Everywhere. It's the same concept as the Schumann resonance, how all of our heartbeats are supposed to be in harmonizing with Earth's heartbeat, that Schumann resonance. But when we're while being in this space that we're in now, far as like transformation and the frequency on the earth rising, this has everything to do with that. This is where a lot of cardiac situations are happening. A lot of heart situations are happening because you're not able to flow with the frequency of the planet. You're not able to flow with the music of the family. Your heart can't keep up. And a lot of that is because emotional blockages. A lot of that is emotional energetic cysts. A lot of that is just a lot of suppression. And it's not just this lifetime. It is many of lifetimes. And that's why working with mugwort is a good thing, is because she's going back deeper than this lifetime, going back deeper than your ancestors' lifetime. You understand what I'm saying? Deeper than the Atlanteans, deeper than Sumerians, deeper than Lumerians, like all of that type of stuff. This is outer worldly. Remember, we're talking about outer worldly. So we're talking about not even on this planet. Okay. Healer of emotions in the ancient soul body. Ancient soul body. We're not talking about just this lifetime, honey. We're talking about a long stretch of many of lifetimes here on this plane and others as well. Aids in various transformation, ritual, shape-shifting, metamorphosis, hedge riding, aka otherworldly travel. Mugwort is considered a morphological and phytochemical variable depending on the location of where it occurs. So depending on where mugwort is growing, it possesses morphological powers. It possesses that, meaning shape-shifting, metamorphosis, and hedge riding, meaning it can shift and change a form. A form meaning aka a thought pattern. A form meaning a space, an angle of light, a trajectory. All of those things, like she can change your thinking. She can change your feelings of emotion. She can change what you understand. She can change your inner wisdom. She can change you through your intuition. Tiacha will heal your heart. She will heal your emotions of your ancient body. Hedge riding is very interesting. I looked up what that means, and that's aka otherworldly travel, meaning she's healing you and taking care of you and doing what she has to do for you, not only in this physical plane, astral plane, your emotional body, your mental body, your aura field, your inner soul. Okay. So Tiacha restores balance in the DNA, connecting all strands, even those that connect our energy to other worlds and universes upon universes. This is deeper than the roots going down in the ground. Okay? This is deep, 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 deep inner healing. This is deep, 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 deep work. She is very she's associated with the moon cycles, fire, and feminine energy. All of this is about the mother. All of this is about the mother. She gently invites you into realms of deeper perception, which allow you to live in several worlds at once, expanding you, nourishing you, and strengthening your gaze. Your gaze as in that third eye, your gaze as in your consciousness, raising you up so that you remember who you are. Invokes memory and deepest inner knowledge, clearing channels of insight, helping you remember who and what you are. Okay, so that is Tiacha. She is the death bringer, meaning she brings death to the old things. They all bring death to old things. They all bring clearing of old stagnant energy. Like I said, this is about energy. This is not about your health. This is not about your health. This is clearing the way. This is what this is. This is spiritual herbalism. This is energetics. When it comes to working with these entities, these outer world entities. So I want to show you that where's my, well, I'll have to get a picture of this, but yes, if you want a picture of that, screenshot it or whatever. But what I really want to write down is how this has everything to do with this situation. Kind of gather where I'm going here. If you can, the yin and the yang. Get what I'm saying? This is where we were. this is where we are going. Here, the darkness. You know, I heard about that triple blackness of space. This is where we are. We are bridging the gap here between these two worlds, and these are aspects of your brain, left and right. We've been occupied and somewhat trapped here, operating with only a little bit of mama, just a little bit, because she's always going to be behind the scenes, okay? Behind every good man is a woman, okay? External can't be external without internal. So this is where we are. We're bridging the gap. And by bridging the gap, this is how we're working with Tiacha, Otincha, Shayola, and any other energy that is moving you towards back to who you are. This is this is you rising up to specific dimensions. And remembering that you are multidimensional. You are not just this. You are not just this. This is what this is all about. Getting you out of thinking that humanity is the end all be all. Getting you out of the thinking that one God is just that. There is a singularity, but the singularity does not only mean, the singularity is not really single. When you really understand what one means, it's the same as, you know, a sacred marriage, two coming together to become one, cleave together to become one. You think that you are just one being, but you are a culmination of many of civilizations and atoms and hormones and cells and just so many things that have made an agreement to hold tight and come together and be you. I mean, you can tell this from when you just look at your hands, look at the little circles, look at all of the little patterns and stuff that are holding themselves, the stuff in between, holding it together to make us believe that we're just one. This is mother. This is mother. So there's that. This was so exciting to me. This was so exciting to me. This was very compelling to me. And all of that. But and I forgot to mention the medical energetics of mugwort. Mugwort warms the body, arrests bleeding, and clears toxin and parasites. Once again, and you know what parasites are. Parasites are a form of suppression because all they do is take and they do not give. Okay? So the way that a cyst or the way that a blockage acts in your body is, once it takes up the entire space and is only operating, whatever pathway is going through is only operating at, let's say, a 10% when it could be running at 100%. That means that everything coming towards that blockage is being fed on. And what you're receiving is the crumbs of the good stuff, if that makes sense. So she clears toxins and parasites, once again restoring balance in the DNA and connecting all strands, even those that connect our energy to other worlds and universes upon universes. Healer of emotions in the ancient soul body. Small amounts can be used to strengthen digestion and nerves. She also is a pain reliever. She also is an anthelmintic, which means destroys or expels intestinal worms. Okay, she gets deep down in there. She's an antifungal. She inhibits the overgrowth of fungal organism. She is a cholagogue. I don't know how to spell it. CHOL. I mean, say it. CHOLAGOGUE. Promotes bile from the liver and the liver. Promotes bile from the liver, meaning once again cleansing, moving, releasing, moving you towards letting go. An expectorant, once again, promotes the discharge of mucus from the respiratory passages. She's a purgative, expels waste and toxins from the body again. Again, with expelling intestinal worms, and she also calms you while she does it. Okay, she is all about getting into your inner knowledge and your inner wisdom and your inner power. So this is it. Yeah, I keep saying and all that kind of stuff like that, but that's just what it is. This is my information that I was led to by Shayola to give to y'all. Now, I am actually sipping on the Three Sisters right now: chickweed, motherwort, and mugwort. I asked them to help me do this video because I have no idea what I'm calling it. I don't know what I'm doing, gonna call it or anything. So that's just that. If you find this information informing, hit a like, tell a friend to tell a friend, pass it on, go back and watch it. And like I said, if you want this part of this part of the Three Sisters when it came to the outer world entities that Tiffany Hills had channeled for Bobby Hemmit, drop your email in the comments and I will email over you a PDF of this information. And guess what? Explore it. I'm actually going to create a supplement and put it on my website. And I'm going to create some other stuff that with them. And I'm thinking of growing some next year so I can get the flowers and make flower essences as well. So thank you for watching. If you made it this far, I'm not sure how long this video is going to be, but if you made it this far, thank you for watching. Please subscribe and like and comment and all of that good stuff. And Mother Civ out.